days, I saw the difference between me and person who speaks better English. Their personality, everything changes just by the way they speak and the treatment they receive from others or the shopkeeper or other people they talk to is just so elite that it just makes them a special personality just
Yes.
by language. So, while I was in class 7th, we did not have YouTube. We had those Nokia phone. It is
Yeah.
traced back to the year 2008 or 9.
Mm.
That year I'm talking about, 9 or 10 maybe. 2009, 10. Those days we did not have phones. We had
Mm.
Nokia phones. So there was no source of internet or
Yeah.
YouTube through which I would ever think of building up my English language. When I started speaking to myself, my practice would be not to look in the mirror or not to talk to myself, because when I don't have anything to talk, what will I
Yeah.
talk? If you give me a topic like success, if I start talking on success, so what would I say? One more thing I would like to advise our audience today here is,
Hello, icons. Today we have Kavita Divakar with us. She is a great and confident English speaker. She is also fluent English speaker. She has learned English on her own. So let's see and let's discuss how she has become a fluent, confident English speaker without joining any course, without internet, without YouTube. So we welcome you, Kavita. Could you introduce
thank
yourself?
you. Thank you and namaste to all our viewers watching us, because it's their effort that they have clicked on the video to watch us. So all of us needs to be thanked equally, and you especially for calling me here and
Thank you.
inviting for knowing about my journey, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, ma'am, could you introduce yourself to my
Oh,
icon,
I
to the
already said
viewers?
I think is left. I would only add into this that I am also a YouTuber like you with my own name, Kavita Divakar. And what all am I doing? I am teaching English and personality and communication. Apart from that, I'm not doing anything else. Okay, I teach chemistry. I forgot to tell that. That's
Okay,
professional. That's professional. So
that's
I
your
shouldn't be
profession.
here since our video has to be very short and very useful for our learners. So let's not waste time in anything else.
Okay, so and who inspired to start a YouTube channel or to become a digital creator or to teach online?
One of my friend had inspired me, because whenever I used to talk to that person always complimented, saying that you speak very nicely, your explanation is quite good, and your English is quite calming. So why don't you start with YouTube? Many a times he insisted me, and then I started. Although he is no more to hear me out today. So that's the other thing. He is no more, but he
Oh,
insisted me to start, and after that I started now talking about English teaching platform that I created because my viewers, my audience requested me to start with that. Many viewers like my English and they say that, ma'am, what if you teach us, we'd be grateful. So with one student I started in the month of March, and with that I kept on increasing and ever increasing now.
yeah,
That way it is
definitely,
unintentional,
definitely.
intentionally planned. Everything is just with the flow.
Yeah, hope for the best for your future endeavors, and I think you will become so successful teacher. I hope that. I really believe that. I really believe in you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I feel our audience should also believe and
Yeah,
and listen
definitely.
carefully. Yeah, you were talking about my journey of English. So I would like to explain it to my learners and to our viewers, to our audience who are watching us, that English is just a language. It is a status symbol you would consider for today. So
Mm.
never think that English is something causing barrier in your life. It is just a language and all of us can improve. Talking about my journey, sir, when I began, I was in class 7th when I had realized that English is something I need to improve. And I just wanted to do it because I wanted to look good. And I had seen many people here in my locality, wherever I went out or to a shop or any good place. I saw the difference between me and person who speaks better English. Their personality, everything changes just by the way they speak and the treatment they receive from others or the shopkeeper or other people they talk to is just so elite that it just makes them a special personality just
Yeah.
by language. So, I started realizing this at a very early age, and I started learning by my own. So, while I was in class 7th, we did not have YouTube. We had those Nokia phone. It is
Yeah.
traced back to the year 2008 or 9.
Mm.
That year I'm talking about, 9 or 10 maybe. 2009, 10. Those days we did not have phones. We had
Mm.
Nokia phones. So there was no source of internet or
Yeah.
YouTube through which I would ever think of building up my English language. So I couldn't use that. I had books, English books. That was the only privileged part of my life
Yeah.
which I felt I could read English book because I was in English medium school. But just saying that English medium school students speak fantabulous English is extremely incorrect, because I still have my friends who are struggling to speak English because they have only written papers, they have
Mm.
only heard English, they have read English, but never tried speaking in English. So I believe that even if you are from English medium school, one more thing I would like to advise our audience today here is there are
Yeah.
many people on my channel also who keep complaining that, ma'am, I am from Hindi medium school or any other vernacular medium school. So that is the reason that I have not improved my English up till now. See, if you say this, no, let me be very frank, you are giving an excuse. This is the
Mm.
complaint in today's era. If you are saying I was from vernacular medium, I don't have environment, this is an excuse for you not taking an action for your English language. This is what I honestly want to say. And one
Mm.
more thing is the difference between English medium and Hindi medium school students is just that English medium schools know to read, write, understand at a very early age, whereas Hindi medium school students start learning it later. But there's no huge gap. There's no huge gap. The ultimate intention should be on speaking, which none of us are taking action into. So until and unless somebody starts speaking, nobody is going to improve. While coming back to my own journey, when I started speaking to myself, my practice would be not to look in the mirror or not to talk to myself, because when I don't have anything to talk, what will I
Yeah.
talk? If you give me a topic like success, if I start talking on success, so what would I say? Success is good, success is bad, I should be working for success. For success, work hard is important. What else? Nothing comes to my mind. And will I be able to build vocabulary? No. Will I be able to learn new words? No. Will anyone correct me? No.
Mm.
This was, people keep saying that you should be talking to yourself, but what to talk? That's the
Yeah. What
question.
to talk?
When I started, I used to read my own textbooks, my English textbooks. For example, I pick up history textbook, geography textbook. So the sentences were all written in English. So it was easier for me to understand, but I always wanted to be a good teacher. Although I
Mm.
did not know the right technique to practice English, nor did anybody come and tell me, Kavita, do this. This will help you. Nobody did that. But I felt that if I read the textbook, close the textbook and explain the same things what I have read in my own words,
Yeah.
will help me and give me confidence that I can speak. And that's what I did, sir. I honestly used to read textbooks, each page, close the textbook, and try talking to myself about the same sentences which were written in the textbook. And
Mm.
the happiness I would feel after that was hearing to my own voice. And with this procrastination that one day I'll be speaking like an expert with no mistakes, no error, and no pauses. Although that's happening today for real, but it was all not decided, and I did not know the exact technique. But today I tell all my subscribers, all my viewers that this works. Just start with it. Just don't randomly start speaking anything to yourself. Okay, if you are trying to think in English, if you're trying to think in English, think about your routine. Think about whatever comes to your mind in English. That is all right. That will be basic. But if you're trying to learn something, you won't be able to learn anything new until you keep speaking the same sentences you already know. For learning
Yeah.
something, you have to refer to something first and
Mm.
then learn. So
Yes.
my technique was the only reading, explaining it to myself, and imagination that I am speaking well and I'm explaining to 100 students here, and all of them are my students. With this, I kept
Mm.
on talking every day. This is also very important that it was not once in a month, it
Yeah.
was every day practice because I ultimately had to study for my exams. So I did this every day. Although not for years and years, I did for class 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
Hmm.
After I went to college.
So
So
much time.
college was a different era, and nobody studies that enough during college. There is so much things to go on in our lives. So that was not the phase when I focused on my English. But again, when I came to my class 13, 14, 15, again I felt the same thing that until I polish my language, nothing is going to work in my life. Nor will I look beautiful, nor my spoken English would look beautiful, nor will anybody treat me better. So for that, I kept on doing it, and I'm still doing the same. The same practice is still on the way. I'm again feeling that no, I'm not an expert. I need to be an advanced. I need to keep working more and more until I sound so professional that everybody listening to me should stop and hear me out. So
Yeah,
that's the aim
absolutely.
even today.
No, no, you speak very fluently, and so good point of view that whatever you have showed, like whatever you have stated, that is really energetic and practical, and moreover realistic. If
Nice.
you, yeah, exactly, exactly. I just lost into your words, whatever you're talking about. Good, very good. And so, ma'am, what is the hardest thing you faced while teaching online or offline?
Hmm. Good question, sir. Very good question and excellent question. Now, viewers will get another answer for this. Since I've started teaching students online, there are students with different mindset,
Mm,
different forms of English they speak, and
yeah.
different levels of English students come. Okay. So
Mm,
what I have noticed prominently in every student is, I would not say every, exceptional one student. Okay, 99% student, they do not have patience.
yeah.
Lack
Exactly.
patience. Everybody wants rapid result. Nobody is interested in knowing that significant result will not come immediately. It will take time, but nobody is
Mhm.
ready for it. People say, I have been practicing English for last 3 months, 4 months, and I have not seen any improvement in me. I would like to tell them that have you ever seen Thomas Edison? Do you know about that? That person
Yeah.
did thousand experiments to make a light bulb and he failed 1,000 times. Have
Mm,
you practiced even 1,000 days? I mean, how can a person say that I've done it in 2 months means what? Just 60 days.
60
Just
days
60
only.
learning on our own in 60 days English when you do not have surrounding, when you do not have anybody to correct you. Of course, it's going to take time. And are you
Mm,
consistent in the practice? Are you religiously practicing English? The first thing I ask my student every session, I mean, the first session when they attend with me, I ask them, what have you been doing up till now to improve your English? And you know what the answer they say? They say, ma'am, I have been listening to YouTube videos, I am reading books, I am listening to podcasts, I'm listening to XYZ things. Then I ask them,
yeah.
do you practice enough as much as you hear? The answer is no, I don't get enough time to practice. I only get time to listen. So while I'm traveling here and there, I listen. What's the use of listening so much when the input is 80% and output is just 20%?
20%.
Never going to happen. So this
Mm,
patience level has to be there in students. They need to be consistent and feel the change slowly. Nothing is going
yeah.
to come rapidly. If you
Yeah.
are in the surrounding, you automatically learn. But if you do not have such surrounding, it will take time. Understand the
Yeah. Definitely.
process.
Yeah. Definitely. I think this is going to help the all the viewers and all the learners effectively.
I hope it does.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm
Yeah.
here for that purpose that whoever is watching
Yeah.
us,
Definitely.
whoever is watching us, should think about the action they want in their life, the dream they
Mhm.
have, the thinking they have. Just start taking some action for it from right
Yeah.
now.
True. True. That's true. Until you take actions, you can't improve. You can't develop yourself.
Right, right, sir. Right, sir.
And thank you, Kavita, for your great speech and great advice. Hope that this advice and speech will work for our viewers and they will be benefited for this. And also, yeah, it was really lovely to meet you. Hope to see you soon, thousand times.
And before ending, I would like to thank subscribers for watching us. Thank you for inviting me. And anybody who wishes to know me personally would visit my channel with my name,
Yeah,
Kavita Devak.
definitely. Yeah, I will
And
provide all the links
work on
in
your
this
English.
description.
Do
Yeah,
everyone work on your English, and whatever doubts or queries you have, you can write in the comment. Sir will reply you. Okay. If you want reply from me, go
so
to
nice
my
of
channel.
you. Yeah,
Bye.
definitely.
Sir.
Take care.